Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the RailCats Talk podcast. I am your host, Kyle Svenich, and this episode I'm bringing you a handful of signings and re-signings, as well people who are new to the RailCats and people who are returning for a multiple season or new season 2, whatever you want to call it as. So I'm excited to get through that with all of you. There's a handful of arms that were put together, a handful of fielders. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone that has listened to the podcast so far. I appreciate everyone that has interacted. I know that Trevor Lupking as well. He followed after he made the top 25 of the American Association top 25 list. I didn't really do a big story about it. I was actually at a Blackhawks game, so I just hurried up and retweeted it and tagged him in it because he deserved to be recognized. I mean, you're still top 25 in a professional league. You know, yes, it's not the MLB or it's not AAA, AA, single A, but it's still, you're a professional athlete and you're still in the top 25 role, which is great for the RailCats. I hope to see more of them there, next year that get more people to talk about the RailCats and, they start putting their team together and really getting it going for them. So with that being said, let's look at some of the signings that they made in the offseason right before May 13th. And there's nothing been new of right now, so still a little bit older. So on April 13th, the RailCats signed two pitchers, Elio Serrano and Aaron Phillips, who is a returner from last year. That's Phillips, of course. Now, looking at Aaron Phillips, he made two starts at the end of the season for the RailCats. In his two starts, Phillips pitched 14 innings and gave up 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned with 7 Ks for an ERA of 1.28. He won one and lost one. Small sample size, but he looks like he's someone that can help out quite a bit. Looking where he was before the RailCats, he actually played as a two-way player for the St. Bonaventure College, where he played 3 seasons. In his junior year, which was in 2017, he went 9 of 2 with an ERA of 3.02. He had 90 strikeouts and a whip of 1.21. While batting, he went .251, 26 RBIs, 13 extra base hits while stealing 18 bases. He won the Athletic 10 Pitcher of the Year award and the ABCA/Rawlings third team selection, and also a finalist for the Jack O'Rund two-way player of the year. Phillips was drafted by the Giants in the 9th round of the 2017 draft. His first season with the Single-A Augusta Green Jackets, he went 6 of 7 with an ERA of 3.72, 120 strikeouts with a whip of 1.082, with 16 walks in 18 starts. He was also an all-star with the High A San Jose Giants. Then he worked his way to AAA Sacramento River Cats. This is what manager Lamar Rogers said about Phillips. Quote, "Though he was only with the team for 2 starts last season, he showed exactly why he reached AAA with the Giants right away." Unquote. He also had this to say about Phillips here. Quote, "I look forward to watching him pick up where he left off and have a successful season." Unquote. Elio Serrano, another arm added to the roster at the age of 23, was signed by the Dodgers of the 2016 via the international free agent signing. He was 17 at the time. He was assigned to the team's Dominican Summer League affiliate. 2 years later, he worked his way to the team's single-high team, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, in 2021. He split time with the Quakes and the Double-A team, the Tulsa Drillers. While stateside, he went 10 of 7 with a 3.22 ERA, 179 strikeouts, to 48 walks. He had a whip of 1.150 and 24 saves. He had 90 appearances both as a reliever and a starter. Coach Rogers said this about Elio, quote, Elio came highly recommended from the MLB sources as an experienced strikeout thrower, pitcher with a good understanding of who he is and what he can do on the mound, unquote. He also had this to say, quote, reaching Double-A with the Los Angeles Dodgers is no small feat, and I know he'll display those abilities that so many people blowing up my phone, unquote. So we got two good arms here. Both from the West Coast. Be a little bit different coming over from the East, or coming to the Midwest, not the East, but coming eastward to the Midwest. Two pitchers that I think will have a bright future. Especially Phillips showing a little bit of that last year in his 2 starts. So it should be interesting what we have on our hands for next year. But we move on. I think. Yep. My bad. Went all the way up too far. All right, now we are. So Tommy McCarthy, who is a returner from last year, he re-signed with the RailCats, or the RailCats re-signed him. So, let's just kind of look what he did in the 2021 season. In 39 games, he had an average of 2.21 with 25 hits, 6 doubles, 15 runs, and 9 RBIs. This is what manager Lamar Rogers had to say. Tommy adds value to the team with his defensive versatility, and also said, I heard many good things about him, and some of my trusted sources confirm my decision to bring him back to the steel yard. So we all know what McCarthy can do. He will be another solid piece for the RailCats. That's the reason why we re-signed him. It's not, a very positive player. Can't wait to see what he does. But we move on to Edward Cuello, who was signed on April 11th. He was also an international free agent by the Dodgers in 2017. He was 18 and assigned to the Dominican Summer League. In the Summer League, he appeared in 8 games as a starter and 13 overall. He went 2-2 with a 2.40 ERA, 23 strikeouts, a whip of 1.044, with 45 innings pitched. The next 3 years, Edward went from the Arizona League to the AAA affiliate Oklahoma City Dodgers. In 2019, he had an ERA of 2.56, 38 strikeouts, 4 saves, and 20 relief appearances, and 38.2 innings with a record of 5-1. That was the rookie. That's all of that was with the rookie league, Oregon Raptors, Single A, Great Lakes Loons. This is what Coach Rogers had to say about Edward Cuello. Though he's still young, Edward presents a lot of value as an experienced former AAA pitcher in the Dodgers system. Then he went on to say, many MLB sources confirmed to me that he's a firm arm that can throw strikes consistently and mix pitches well. I'm very excited to welcome him to the South Shore. Unquote. So that's another good arm that they bring in. Then we look at Micheal Cruz, who is another infielder that was signed on April 15th. Looks like he's a left-handed bat here. He was selected by the Chicago Cubs in the 7th round in 2016 and 2018 with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. He had 12 home runs, 48 RBIs, 23 hits, 25 doubles, with 26 walks in the offseason, joined the Angels and went to the High A Inland Empire 66ers. 66ers. That's a tongue twister right there, boys. I don't know. That's a good one. And then went to the Double A team, the Rocket City Trash Pandas, which I'm gonna guess are gonna be raccoons, but you can just say raccoons. You gotta say Trash Pandas. But nonetheless, after the shutdown of the COVID-19 season, he made the opening day roster on the AAA Salt Lake Bees and had an RBI double against the Tacoma Rainers. This is what Coach Rogers had to say about Cruz. Quote, alongside his experience, Cruz brings a lot of energy and positivity, which is very much what I'm about, unquote. He also had to say this, quote, his personality and skill set should resonate well with our offense and defense. I'm excited to welcome him to the team, unquote. So I think, what the RailCats did here this year was bring some arms that are able to that are still young but have a bright future, not with just the RailCats and potentially with higher tier teams. I mean, I know a lot of them hit the AAA area or Double A, and then but it's kind of hard. You see the teams that most of them are with the Dodgers or with the Angels. I know the Angels really haven't made the postseason very much, but the Dodgers, I mean, they're just so loaded in general that they can do without some people that they bring. You have to be more than lights out to play with the Dodgers. I mean, it's just one of those that you could be lights out but still not make their roster. And then you look at every other MLB team. Their pitchers, the people you're looking at, they may not quite fit the system or whatever else, how they want to put it. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with these players. I think they hit some good young gems that could potentially turn into something good for them. I mean, the pitching, I don't really think that the offense was lacking last year. I don't really think it was the defense. I just think that pitching wasn't there. I don't think it was top tier. Could sustain you in those 2-1 games. A lot of the games were big scoring games because the pitching just quite wasn't there. And I mean, I understand that you're not seeing MLB level pitching, but you could potentially see that this year with some of these pitchers. So I'm excited to see them as well. And I think you get a little glance of what Coach Rogers wants with his team. I think he wants to bring a personality asset to the team where, you come to the ballpark and you want to put on a show for the fans that do come. You want to show that you're able to play at the next level still. You want to play the game the right way, but you want to be entertaining at the same time. I think what they want to bring is something, maybe not this year for the White Sox, but the last couple years where they have a bit of swagger to them. They, you still got those players that respect the game, but in the big moments, extra innings, home run to walk it off, or they're gonna bring that personality. I think what I'm getting from Coach Rogers is he's a player that respects the game, but also wants to show a bit of emotion as well. I'll be excited this year to see what they're gonna do. The 13th's right around the corner. We're a handful of weeks away. I think we got ourselves a decent team that's going to make a run for playoffs. We'll be battling, maybe middle of the pack, maybe that, just slipping in somewhere. for me, it's kind of hard to sit there and go, oh, this team is going to be hands down the best team in the league, when you weren't the best team in the league last year. You still can make a bunch of moves that, there's still going to be adjustment period. I think, there's still players that have been in the old system that are going to take some time to get into the new system with Rodgers. So it's just going to be a learning period. It's going to be a break period. But I think eventually, once everything starts to click, I think this team's going to be very exciting. And I think I'll see a lot more people at the RailCats games. And I think that people will start to respect the RailCats and not just assume, oh, it's the RailCats. I think that things are changing, and they're changing in the good way. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So yeah, I think next week, let me pull up a schedule here, or a calendar. So next week will actually be next week, Friday is actually my birthday, the 6th. I'll have something posted up there as well. So I think what I'll do is the 6th, I will have a podcast, just kind of looking over the schedule a little bit, looking at the roster, kind of highlighting maybe some players to look out for, to look forward to. And then the 13th, I will break down a bit of the Chicago Dogs, kind of look at their, what to expect in the series, maybe kind of eyeing the opponent a little bit. And then we'll just kind of go from there. It'll be interesting. I mean, we're right there. We're just under 2 weeks here. I think we're about like 16 days away. So it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait for the season to start. I think it's going to be a good one. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and wrap everything up on my end here. If you enjoyed the podcast, please leave a like, subscribe, comment what you would like to see, what you want me to do better, so on and so forth. I'll try to see if I can talk with the RailCats, the American Association, and maybe getting highlights together, get permission through them. I would rather do that, rather get permissions than me just automatically do it and kind of do it the illegal way now. So I'll get something like that rolling for you. Try to bring a little bit more entertainment value than just me having a screen up that has the podcast on it. So it'll be interesting. Like I said, if you want to watch games, I believe it's the American Association TV. So it's AA Baseball TV. I think it's like $14.99 a month. That gives you all access to every team. That gives you access to library, history of games, so on and so forth. So that's going to be one way. Or if you just want to listen for free on Mixlr.com, I believe there's an app as well. It's spelled Mixlr. Yeah, Mixlr. You can follow the RailCats on there. So when they go live, you'll be able to listen to it. Last year, I listened to a lot. Sitting on a campfire, just listen to the game. So that'll be interesting as well. Majority of the time, you get a little bit more interaction with the play-by-play guy. If you were just doing it on radio, you can comment and stuff. And last year, they did a good job at least looking at it, having questions for people and answering them. Or if you're out at the game, always if you're at the game. That's always a fun part to be is at the game. I mean, that's the point of going to the game, is to have fun. So yeah, that'll wrap it up for me. I am Kyle Svetich. Be sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at RailCats Talk, Facebook, all that other good stuff. But for you, I am done. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. So yeah, I'm always bad at outros. So yeah, I will catch you in the next podcast.